Alright, so today we're going to be doing some upgrade on the fuel system on the 120. This is what we have in it right now as 14SR manual. The fuel pump seems to be going in it. So we're going to be upgrading the fuel pump. Right now I have a Walbro 255 external, and I have like them B14 pump inside here. So that's just like a normal stock car pump in tank car pump inside here, and that is be feeding the Walbro on the external underneath the car. So I'll show you that now. Sorry about the lighting. So this is the pump here. This is the external pump. So it have like a line here going back to on top to get fed from the next pump to this, and then that'll go back to the engine. So what I'm going to do, I'll take out this and I'll show you the pump inside here. So this is just after tap a little bit to turn. We're going to be putting in this in it. So what I did is bore a hole on the tank here and put the pump inside here. Fish the pump through inside here, which part this gas gauge is. So this is a normal 310 120, 311 some people would say. So the reason why I did that is because inside here I have a baffle already for the gas gauge. So the easiest way for me to get this car to work instead of putting a fuel cell or anything, end up putting the pump inside here. So that's what you're seeing inside here. The pump is right here. So the pump, I just drill a hole through inside the tank here, fish the pump through inside here with the hose, put it in here and just seal it up with some epoxy and put a hose clip on top here so it can't drop further down than which part the hose clip is here, and just seal it off. And that carrying a hose from on the pump to the external pump on the underneath of the car, that going back to the engine. And the return line coming back on these 120 and them over here inside here have a like a rubber hose going back to this tank to fill. So that end up I just bore a hole on that and let it refill the excess fuel from the return come back in that and just flow down into the tank. But what we're going to need to do today is upgrade this fuel system, take out the external and put in this. Alright, so this is the fuel cell I'm talking about. So for those of you all who know, these external pumps and them like the Walbro and all these things is make a lot of noise. So when the car idling is we hearing this pump making noise, can't handle that. So this surge tank actually takes the external pump and places it inside the surge. So this is supposed to kind of lessen the noise a little bit, and the plan is to set this up inside the trunk like about here. So right, it's around somewhere here. So like kind of fit it up somewhere nice. I ain't sure how was it, but basically something like that. And to pass back all the hose on them neat and send it through back here, because this is kind of cover all the lines. So that is the plan. I will really know how it's going in a while. Alright, so update. I think I'm going to put this pump with the surge tank over here, so it'll be out of the way. So notice that it's slant and it's dropping down because it have a drop there. I'm going to cut a ply and put it here, straight back to the body of the car. Then I'll bolt that on the body of the car. Then there's surge tank going to bolt onto the ply. So this would be something, basically something like that. And then there's already a hole over here from where the rubber hose where refill the tank going back to the gas tank. It already have a space here. So what I do already, this is the return from the engine. It's already passing through here. So this would come up here and basically go into the surge tank here. Obviously it will be neat and stuff, but basically it will be inside here. And the nice thing about this is on the location, there's a shield here already. So this shield bolting in inside here, so all the holes going to hide up. So what I'll need to do is just cut like a nice slot here, and there the 4 holes pass through that and come in here. So all these holes are them that going to be passing here, like from this next pump to the surge again, it's going to pass underneath here and come up, and then pass through the slit and come back to this. So should be nice. Next thing I'm going to be doing too is using some of these gas lines, some pieces. So instead of using all the amount of rubber hose, and use some of this. This on the ends here, this flare. Already cut this to length after bend it. This side not. So I'm gonna use this flying tool. Good thing to have. It's coming real handy. So simple to use. Is just basically put the line inside here, clamp it down. Then you use this and just tighten it. Tighten this thing on the line and line the flare, and basically you'll come back just like the next side. So yeah. Alright, so we just gonna give a little example of we using this flare tool. So this is a piece of trace line that going from the pump straight to the engine. So basically this is what you do. You just set the line to what height you want it up to flare the amount of flare you want over here. And you just set that there and just tighten. And you could see this actually flaring out here right now. Tighten it. Run it up. Tighten them out. Good, let me see the flare. Tighten it again. You have to twist on the flare so it might come out too tight. Alright, slacken it there. Alright, rest on that. And this is how you see how the flare rests on flat here. Alright, loose it out there now and we'll show you the line. Both sides loose it. Alright. So you have yourself a flare here. So when the rubber line go on this now, it's not going to leak. So yeah. Alright, so we are back. So I kinda get frustrated because we had some problems with the other pump. I'll put up a picture with it, what happened to it. So what happened is that the pump had a defect. So the defective pump said, for example, this is the pump here. On top here, it's had to spray out fuel. So I tried to fix it, but I couldn't. So that pump was defective, and it have no more in those pumps selling where I got it. So this guy back again here had the camera.
The video too, you know.
And he go into video because
we have parts.
See?
We have parts.
And what should we get?
Someone spending money.
Money that I don't have.
Oh,
sad things you just do with cars.
Yeah.
Alright, so I don't know if you're watching because he's using 2 cameras now.
I'm watching
So,
all kind of thing already. Sunlight is deadly here.
Alright, so we just gonna show you how we're hooking up this pump. This is the Dutch Works. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name correct? Or Beach Works?
I think it's Beach Works.
Beach Works. I don't know. Not really sure. All you know is an expensive thing.
It's good shit.
Expensive thing.
Good shit, good shit.
So this is like a different surge tank that they say they make it now. Who make it? I don't know.
It's a universal surge tank.
Basically, yeah.
Alright, alright.
So the Bosch 044 would work in this surge tank. The EP Man 044 pump working in this too. The AW 30-1005 go work in this. And some next one I think I saw. Basically anything like the 044 Bosch and thing. The width with this lip.
I'll go inside. So, what I'll make for?
Huh?
What I'll make
yeah,
for?
to make a seal. So If you have a pump that don't have this little lip,
Yeah,
hey boy, this thing pretty boy.
That's genuine diesel pump.
Yeah boy, what's this color? It have a kind of pearl.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Genuine material. No shit. How much one other?
About 1500.
Right. I know we have it on the sticker, but it's kind of different when you talk the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. A big and not an outlet dog.
Yeah. So we subsidy into this. So because we obviously had a thread seal of this and thing. So because we got a faulty pump before the EP man, we end up getting just like a free fitting. End up getting free cap. End up getting some box of these real good hose
Really
clips
good hose clamps.
for
These
cheaper
the best.
than we
Yeah,
real
this
good.
holding real
So we
good.
end up getting these cheaper. So these is how like 10. You get for like $45.
Yeah.
Pay set when normally you pay like I don't know like $8 or something for one. So we get like 10. So that's good.
Cheaper.
So we need to do now after we take out this from this. This would go inside here. This or just
Right.
threading it. So let's thread seal up everything and do that. So basically afterwards, now normally this come with one seal for this, but this one seal cannot hold. It just cannot hold. So what I did, I normally would do,
Not going so.
I would put this one underneath, right? And then this fat one, I just had this somewhere laying around. I'm putting this over this. So this would go.
Double seal.
So it's tight, but that's a good thing. So one would go underneath here, the thin one, the factory one will go underneath here. This other one would go on top. So when this rests down, pop. So it's going inside here. See this? So if it didn't have this now, it would only be the other one. But then what this going to compress on? When this go here, what is going to compress on? So when I put this here now, this seal going to flatten and sink into this whole crease. This going to just bolt down inside.
Very nice.
So basically gonna be like that.
Come out.
What?
I hear the carbon.
Right, so make sure it clean.
Now you can check the whole one inside. Oh, that's shiny. Put the light on too, yeah man.
Nice. I'll show some gas on this now.
Gasoline.
So I'm going to tighten all till it's snug. Just going to do like basically 4 like opposites. And then move to the other 2. So I could have run this pump somewhere down so, but that is too much trouble to change later on, so I'm not going to go through that. I'm not sure if this pump actually going to hide now, to tell you the honest truth. What I could do though, could take out back this, carry this line up, bend this piece more up so and pull it back so. Alright guys, so I forgot to mention the purpose of the surge tank and why I'm using it. So now, if you have a pump, in tank pump, like inside here, and you don't have a surge tank, what is going to happen is the fuel in this big tank going to be slushing from side to side. And what's going to happen is, you're going to get a lapse in fuel to the engine at some point in time. Whether you're going up a hill or a steep corner or something, the fuel is not always going to be which part this pump is at all times because of the size of the tank. Now this tank does have a sort of baffle inside for the fuel gauge, but from experience with it I find that sometimes I do get a fuel lapse, and I don't really drift with it. Now and then I just, you know, do a little spin and stuff with the car, but it's basically for daily driving. But you do get a fuel lapse. So with the pump already going and doing this system here, it makes sense to go with the surge tank one time. So this in-tank pump, this will be pulling right through. So when this go to fill this now, because as you can see it have 4 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how this works is that this in-tank pump is passing up here with this filter. So you must have a filter here to go into this surge, so that this big pump is not going to pull up any muck or any debris per se if it has in the tank. So from that now, it feeds to this pump. This pump now is going, and I have a next fuel filter here straight to the engine, and then there's a fuel filter before the engine just to be safe. Now I know you would want to know what these other 2 lines is for, that one and that one. So this is a overflow. So when this surge tank is filled right up, and say the engine is not using so much fuel, the excess fuel is going to come up here and go back into this tank. And the other one is the return from the engine itself. So whatever fuel the engine doesn't use, it comes back straight to the surge tank. So the surge tank is always full and always have fuel to use. And with this surge tank, there's no slushing of fuel because there's not so much space for the fuel to slush around. And this pump reaching like quite down to here, so it will always be sucking fuel once the fuel is being supplied to the pump. So that is a seriously great benefit, and sure it's going to work good. And it is working good, in fact. Alright, so inside it looking kind of scrappy, it is still like fine. But when the shield go on that,
it's going so right.
And that all these things here can hide up. But what we're going to do right now, and it have our next piece, this other piece here, let's go over this. So we show that after, but what we want to do is just to make sure we have no leaks. So we can do that first. So Gerald go check this and I'm going to put on the pump.
Right. We stay in the danger zone.
See what we're doing here. Yeah, that thing sounded. So this is how it looking when it's finished. Lines basically hidden and easy access to repair anything if there's any problems. Bolt right here, and there's a bolt to the back, so this could just come out. This ply we just cover it with a piece of fabric, and basically that's it. Everything just right there to get back. Thing you need to do, and it looks okay.